Hi folks, Sketchup here. Hey, I want to talk to you about the underpinning data behind a blog that I wrote recently called "Is Online the Answer?" Yes. Um, the, the idea for putting out the blog came to me after analyzing data that just came out from iPads that analyzed that showed that provided information on what they call 12-month unduplicated headcount enrollment. That's data for the entire academic year, as opposed to that fall enrollment snapshot data that is what everyone in higher ed typically has access to or hears about over the course of a year. And that data is who is in a seat in a day in October once they think everybody that is coming and everybody that's dropped has dropped. That data is really good to understand that traditional undergrad space, but it is not so good to understand the online market at either level or the grad market. Why? Well, because these alternative audiences are not nearly as wedded to starting in September as an 18-year-old is. They enroll all throughout the year. So just to clarify what I wrote in the blog of the underpinning data behind it, I said online is the answer, but it's slightly different for undergrad and grad. Let's look at grad first. If we look at that fall data, by looking at the red, which is all online courses, blue, which is some online courses, gray, which is no online courses, all classroom courses, we would see that online has a way to go before it dominates the grad market. But here's the thing, folks. If we look at these 12-month and the full academic year enrollment data, we see that while online, it doesn't command the majority of the market, it commands the largest share of the graduate market today, followed then by classroom, and then the balance being in programs where they can access classroom and online courses. So to me, what this means is if an institution is working on a growth strategy at the graduate level, it has to be based in the expansion of fully online programs and the growth probably of classroom programs that are hybrid, that allow access and have access to classroom programs, but largely an online program-driven growth strategy. Now, at the undergraduate level, it's a little different. Again, if we look at that fall enrollment data, fall snapshot data, we see that in a surprising twist, classroom even then is not commanding anymore fully half the full majority of the market. It's pretty close, 47%, with fully online in the blue commanding the smallest share, 23%. But even just in the fall, if we were to look at this over the years, we would see that where classroom is losing to at the undergraduate level is in students that are opting to take some classroom, some online. That's the green share. So in the blog, I said the undergrad growth strategy likely has to be underpinned by offering significantly more access to online courses within classroom programs. But let's look at the academic year data. This is astounding to me, folks. And what we see here is when we look at throughout the year, the proportion of students that are choosing to enroll in all online courses does not grow by that much. The proportion that are enrolling in programs where they are allowed to take classroom and online is growing, and it is shrinking the classroom only, the fully classroom proportion of the undergraduate market by 10% down to just 37%. So institutions that want to base their enrollment health on fully classroom programs, there's a small set of institutions that can do that and will be able to do that. But even they are, in many cases, beginning to offer access to online courses within the programs. This is another one of those impacts of the pandemic where when students did it, they didn't love it, but they are marching with their feet post-pandemic saying, I want to be able to take some of my courses online. Institutions have to get over the hurdle of not wanting them to do it, not thinking that's good for them, because students have so much choice today that if you don't do it, they may go somewhere else. This incoming generation of students also has a sense that education is much more of a commodity. They are more concerned about the ROI. They have more going on in their lives, and they've grown up as digital natives. These things make an online strategy that is based in access to online courses within classroom programs essential to your success. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments, or go and let's find a time to talk. All right. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.